At Thornton Tomasetti, we're embracing mass timber as a way to positively impact our industry and the planet. With its high strength-to-weight ratio and carbon sequestering ability, timber is staging a comeback as a structural material. We're developing tools that evaluate timber's environmental benefits and also improve the design process. I'm Paul Becker, Senior Principal and Office Director in Thornton Tomasetti's Portland, Maine office. And I'm speaking today with Rob Otani, our Chief Technology Officer and our leader of our core studio, which is our in-house research and development group. Rob leads a team of engineers and computer scientists who develop automation, collaboration, and advanced modeling tools that improve our efficiency. These tools free up our designers to focus on finding creative solutions for our clients. Hello, Rob.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, Rob, I'm wondering if you could just kind of give us a big view of how Core Studio adds value during Tomasetti.
Yeah, Core Studio, Core itself is a unique entity in our industry, and it was created to be an incubator of ideas, to look at new ways of collaborating, at new ways of doing work, and new ways of adding value to our clients. We do that through research and development and software development.
The great thing that I've learned about Core is engineering staff around the company, they say, what if we could do this? And your group comes up with a way to figure it out and to automate a process that might bog us down otherwise.
Our goal is to do exactly what you just said, is to allow people to ask those questions. Sometimes we have a solution, sometimes we think we might have a solution, and I think that's where new ideas come from. The engineers and architects in our practices are the ones that really understand where the problems are and when we just help to solve those problems.
So Rob, in another video in our series, we spoke with Gunnar Hubbard. He's the leader of our sustainability practice. You know him well. And we spoke about using new tools to measure embodied carbon.
Yeah, we've been very interested ever since Gunnar joined our firm 10 years ago. He asked the question, how can sustainability be integrated with structural engineering? And we were thinking structural engineers mostly deal with embodied carbon. So since that time, we've been developing tools to both visualize and understand how we can optimize and reduce embodied carbon in our buildings. And the tool that Gunnar was speaking about was called Beacon, which we released publicly as an open source tool that any engineer in the world can click a button, and under a minute, they'll have an understanding of their embodied carbon in their buildings to then optimize and lower their embodied carbon footprint.
So that becomes an interactive tool for our staff and engineers around the world to have real-time data and make decisions that can positively impact their design and help drive sustainability into everything we do as engineers, which is really where we need to go.
Absolutely, yes.
So I understand that, for the past 10 years or so, we've been collecting data in terms of embodied carbon. And we now understand that the selection of the structural system and the materials that go into it account for a large portion of the building's carbon emissions. How is Core Studio addressing mass timber industry and its contribution to embodied carbon?
So Core Studio has been building timber design tools and analysis tools so that we can very quickly understand timber framing and timber member sizing so that we can rapidly respond to a particular design and understand the metrics behind it.
Well, that's exciting because, it's a complement now to some of the other in-house tools that we have that have been focused primarily on steel and concrete. And it's great to know that we're going to have that ability now with mass timber. So it's really an opportunity now to talk about parametric modeling and how that provides real-time feedback and how that might improve our ability to design in mass timber.
Sure. I think in general, the power of parametric modeling, which is really I would call the rapid prototyping of solutions that could be both material, it could be the sizing of certain elements, the sizing of certain geometries, and we can rapidly have a response and an answer so that the designer and the architects and the owners can understand, the structural metrics behind, some of what they were asking for, so they can make decisions very quickly.
So decisions on cost-effective solutions, embodied carbon, really optimization of a system early on allows us to spend more time on the details and the really difficult parts of the project, if you will.
I think what's really important is that we have very smart solutions early, and then we can then focus on the detailed aspects and the creativity aspects, as you mentioned.
So Rob, maybe you could give us a quick overview of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and how we're using that to move the industry forward.
I think it's important to first understand at least a little bit about machine learning. Basically, all it is taking past designs and putting that information into a database, as well as analytical designs and batch analysis, and the results of that into the same models, and then having the ability to access that information at a very rapid speed. And so if we put all the intelligence of Thornton Tomasetti and all of our previous design in a database, essentially, that we can query, and then that is at the fingertips of all of our engineers, then we can very quickly get to solutions that have been solved before, which there are many, and not have to sort of reinvent the wheel.
And it really allows then for creativity to prevail, taking away maybe mundane and repetitive tasks, allow us to focus on idea generation, creativity, and thoughtful solutions.
Absolutely, yes. We released a tool called Asterisk in 2018 to the firm, which basically can design a concrete or steel building in under a minute. And so that's what we've done for steel and concrete, and we're doing that now for timber.
So what that does for us, Rob, is give our designers, our engineers, a complete suite of tools to consider steel, concrete, timber buildings, understand their cost, and also, more importantly, understand their embodied carbon and the impact they have on the planet, which is going to be a real benefit for our clients.
Absolutely.
Well, Rob, thank you for taking time today. By releasing tools such as Beacon to the public, CORE is really making it easier for everyone to advance the case for mass timber and to improve the efficiency of designs. And that really has the potential to benefit the planet and all of us who live on it. So thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
And thank you for watching. And please look for other videos in this series. Have a great day.